Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I'm here with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Carolina Austin, and we are the Biz Chicks. So sit back and relax. We're going to talk about some interesting things today. And I know it's going to help you get focused. So, with that, let's get this discussion started. Hi,
So,
Fred.
hey, so today we're talking about how you can do less and actually do more.
Mm-hmm.
Doing less will help you do more. And by that, I mean uh, focusing in on what's important, meaning that you're going to have to probably cut away from a lot of other things that may have crept up on your calendar, crept up on your to-do list. And this weekend, I was I'm taking on a class, and in order for me to do well in the class, I had to reset my focus, meaning that because the class sends quite a lot of emails, I
Mm-hmm.
had to prioritize the emails that were important to me. And I recognize I'm getting a lot of emails that have nothing to do with my trajectory in life.
Mm-hmm.
What do I mean by trajectory? I mean where I wanted to go in life. These emails had nothing to do with getting me where I wanted to be. So I had to go in and do uh, triage on my emails. Now we did give you all one tip a while back with your emails that you could just go in there and highlight them all and then archive them. Just send them to the archive, and then it keeps your email clean. But what's better than that? Not getting them in the first place. Or if you're already inundated with getting things that are not important, one thing that you could do is, like TJ talks about, curate our feed for social media. Well, we can curate our feed for our email.
Mm.
In Gmail, you can star all the important things that are important to you so that you're only getting the important emails, or you can, or at least see them.
Yes.
Yes, or you can create a label, again in Gmail, where you can all of your, once you create that label, and if you want to know how to do that, you can contact us later, but you can create that label, and that email that's important to you, or emails that are important to you, go to that label, and all you need to do is find that label and you will find all the emails, instead of like we normally do, go on a safari looking through
That
the
is so true. Wading through
weeds
swamps and jungles trying to find our stuff.
and finding, trying to find one email.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, it's true that a lot of people don't check their email. Well, they don't check it because it is a chore to
It's
find
overwhelming.
something. It is very over. It's like having an overly hoarder. It's like having a hoarder house. It is very
Yes. It
difficult to
is,
go.
huh?
Yeah, it's difficult to get in there and find a particular email.
Mhm.
And yes, you can use search to, but okay. So now we talked about what you can do in Gmail. If you have, like I have Apple Mail that I use,
Mhm.
I went in there and created a smart box, a smart mailbox. So
What
any
happened
mail
to that?
from
What happened
that,
to that?
yeah,
What makes it smart?
yeah. So any email coming from that particular email address will go into a smart box. And so I'll have every email for that particular email address, and I can just go over to the smart box and look for it, and any email from that person is in that box.
Wow.
And I am not
Waiting. Yes.
swimming through, wait, is it over there? And it's not fun.
Mm-mm.
And I realized how much time was being wasted
Mm.
swimming through the email
Mm-hmm.
when I just need to end the frustration, because it raises your anxiety, or no, you may not have any. It
Stress.
raises stress
Mm-hmm.
trying to find an email when you're trying to get into a Zoom or you're trying to do something else. And oh, I know I saw that email come in, even and you prioritize those emails. You can flag it. You can do some things to it. So what we are encouraging you to do is to prioritize your email, identify the important ones, unsubscribe, because a lot of times an email will come through. You might need to take an afternoon where you got some white space, and I'll talk to you about white space in a minute,
Okay.
where you got some white space, and you can go in there and just hit 5 or 10 emails that have the unsubscribe little thing. On
Yeah.
Apple Mail, it has something that says unsubscribe, and Apple will unsubscribe you.
And I noticed in Gmail recently, when you hover over the different emails, it pops up. So you don't have to wade through the email to find it. Like, remember they used to hide it?
Yeah, and then they ask you questions when you get ready to unsubscribe. It's like, I said I don't want no more of this email.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If I said I don't want the email anymore, stop asking me, why did you unsubscribe? Just stop. Just, I don't.
Mm, mm,
And don't be that person or company when somebody wants to unsubscribe and you don't do it.
mm.
Just let them out. They don't want to hear about it anymore. And then and possibly the reason why they don't want to hear from that email anymore is because uh, it wasn't something they wanted to hear about. Maybe you put too much information, or like today I read an email and I was like, it was 8 paragraphs. And I was like, okay, thank the Lord for the tools, the Apple Intelligence tools, because I highlighted the thing and I hit summarize, the writing tools, and I just said summarize it, and it took it down to a paragraph. I was like, oh, that's what they're trying to say. Don't use 8 paragraphs to sell somebody something.
Because by the time you get to paragraph 5, have you forgotten paragraph 1? Unless it was just really crucial.
Right. And I wanted to know what's the story here. Dragnet tells you what's the facts. The bottom line fact was, wait, don't do this right now. And yes, okay. And it may have been the details in the email might have been important. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. But I have a tool now that I can summarize that email and not and not have to read the whole thing. Now here's the other side of that. By me summarizing it and I read it, oh, let me go back and see what the points were, the detail points were. So I can use the summary to help me figure out, what do I need to do a deep dive on that email in the first place. So there are tools available to you. There's Chat GPT, there's Gemini, there's the series of people on Apple that you can use. There is Amazon, and everybody got something that'll talk to you.
That's true.
Ask them to summarize so that you are not, email can be your friend again. And you don't have to be afraid to go into the email. If you curate it, set it up so that it works for you and that it's not just this wide open, the bush, as somebody says, where you got to take a machete and go through and figure out where stuff is. You don't have to do that. You can set your email for you to win. You can do less.
You can
You
do
won't
more.
have to get more done.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Yeah.
do less to do more. So you won't have to be cutting through the noise of the emails and things of that nature. And, that's why we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. Well, today
Okay.
we're helping you take the hassle out of your email hustle. We need the email because important things should not be put in a text. Okay, that is too much of a summary. When somebody tries to tell you email worthy content and try and put it in a text, no, that's a phone call and or an email.
Yes.
Know when to use the email, know when to use the text, know when to make a call. These are all crucial for business. I normally use a text message to tell somebody I have an email coming. Please check your email. I'm sending you some detail on the thing that we talked about on the phone. See, all three of
Tools.
these tools work together.
Mhm.
I'm having a conversation with you on the phone, and I tell you, okay, I'm going to send the details to you in an email. And then I now send you a text to tell you that I sent those details. You don't put the details in the text,
Oh.
nor do you try and tell them the details on the phone.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Okay, guys, you heard it here. You can do more by doing
Doing
less.
less.
Just get organized, declutter your email, if you will, declutter whatever you got going on in your mind, in your space, and focus. Get focused. Because once you get rid of the unnecessary things, and I want to say this, some of us still have reminders on our phone from before COVID. Take a walk, breathe. But those things have become habits. Do you still need a reminder? You may want, and that's a way to declutter your calendar, because you look on there and you see all this stuff when in fact it's something that you have worked into your routine anyway. Come on, get
Right.
rid of that and make room so you can focus on the things that you need to focus on for that day. Does that make
So,
sense?
yes, it does. It makes perfect sense, which is a good segue into white space.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've created white space on my calendar.
Okay.
I think I can share my screen and show this because on my calendar, okay, I put my important things on the calendar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then as I put the important things on the calendar, I want to leave some white space to breathe, just to have a break in there, because putting stuff on your calendar from this point to this point to this point to this point will be a stress on your system, on your mental system, on your business system. We do, when you are creating space for a work project, you're going to work on a project. There's something called the Pomodoro method where you work on it for 25 minutes, set a timer, work on it for 25 minutes, put on some music or something while it's going, and you work on the thing for 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then you stop, take a 5-minute break, and then you go back to it again. Say, for instance, you're going to work on this project for an hour or maybe 2 hours. You're going to put some buffers in there, and you're going to do 25 minutes. You're not going in that 25 minutes, you get to stand up, walk around your office, walk outside, or take a air break, breathe break, take a breathe break, go outside or something, come back, and now you're fresh again to go on with the project. You don't work on the project for 2 hours straight with no breaks.
Mm-hmm.
That's not wise use of your resources, your body, because you need to stand up and move. Okay, So then the other thing, the white space comes in. Just because you don't have any appointments on a particular day doesn't mean you have to go and fill it up with something. So I put white spaces in my day. And in that white space, I can choose to read a book. I can choose to close my eyes and take a 10-minute cat nap. You know, in kindergarten, okay, everybody, put your head down.
Yes. This is so important, especially if you're looking at screens all day. You really need to rest your eyes.
Right. And so because you're an educator, what was the reason for having the kids put their heads down for during that time?
Because they just needed a mental break. They needed, usually we did it after they came in from recess so that we could switch gears. It gave the teacher time to make sure everything was properly set up. It gave them time to rest. And so it was about transition.
So white space is transition in your day. Like I said, I was going to try and show you some of my white space. And because I have non-negotiable blogs, but I also have white spaces. So let me see if I can share this window so that you can see, although my white spaces look gray because my calendar is in dark mode. So, but we'll just take a look anyway. So I'm going to come here. Let me hit this button here, share the screen, go to a window. Oh, there's my calendar. So as you can see here, I have a white space.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can choose to put something in that white space, which I did for today. There's a webinar coming up, and I can take the webinar because I had space in my calendar to do it. I could have said no to the webinar, but I did it because I have white space from 12 to 2. 12 to 2 on Monday, I get to do whatever I need to do. I can go get groceries. I can do something else, right? I have another white space here from 5 to 6. I am not going to allow my calendar to control me. I'm going to control my calendar. I have another white space from 7 to 8. These give me breaks, and I can look forward to the white space.
Okay.
And the term white space comes from when you are doing graphics. You don't want to pile up the graphics where there is no white space. Have you ever seen a graphic design and it's just cluttered and you don't even know where to look and find the information because there's nothing to give?
There's no borders and boundaries.
No boundaries, no borders, no contrast or anything. So put some white space on your calendar. Make room for the thing that you want to do. Make room for it. If you are looking you're working on a new aspect of your business and you need to do some training, you're going to need to make room for that training. If you are looking for something new, if you're doing anything that you want to be successful in, you're going to need to make room for that. We have some comments from
Dr. Tachi. She says, "Good morning."
Good morning, Dr. Tachi. So you got to make room for the important things that you would like to get done. Your most important work out to the world, you need to make priority for those. You know what I'm saying? You got to make space for it. And white space is good for that. Putting some space together. I want to, okay, let's just say I want to do line dancing, country line dancing. I need to make room on my calendar for that. And you talked about this this morning earlier. What does not belong on your calendar anymore? What things have you been maybe that are stuck on the calendar, but you've already accomplished it and it's part of habit? You talked about that. I don't need to keep doing that. I can push
Exactly.
that off.
Mm-hmm.
I can push that off the calendar. And now, just because you pushed it off the calendar, I'm going to put this in, doesn't mean you have to add something in that space.
Somebody say that.
When you took it off the calendar, make it a white space
Mm-hmm.
until you know what you want to put in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't need to put it in there, don't put it on the calendar. Just don't fill it up just because, ooh, don't let it be a vortex or a black hole where you just get sucked into something. That white space is yours. You can do with it what you want.
And people, please, in between activities, please leave yourself some transition time. Even when you remember when you used to change classes in high school, they gave you 10 minutes or something to get from class A to class B. There's a transition time, and don't act like, a teenager who thinks they can be in the next activity across town in 10 minutes. Give yourself time to get there.
Get across the quad, around the cafeteria, over there, and you ain't sliding into home trying to get to the classroom.
You know what I mean? You have an appointment downtown and you gave yourself 10 minutes, and you know it takes 30 minutes to get downtown, and you have to find a parking space. Come on, put that on, allow that time in the calendar so that you're not all stressed out.
Very good. So today we're talking about do less to do more.
When you set your priorities, you can get more done because you're not distracted by those things that are not going to get you where you want to go.
And you're not doing everything because you see your priority. So you've identified TJ, who'll be on with us tomorrow. She talks about curating your feed.
Hmm.
So now you're curating your calendar. You are curating your day, and curating your email. So we're doing a wrap up of what we talked about. Curating that email and making sure that you have only the important emails coming up in your face with a notification.
Hmm.
That's the other thing. When those notifications come by, we all tend to look to see what it was. If you can just put your high priority emails, it will make it so much better. Then create some white space, and then create the space that you want for the work that's important for you. Those things will help you do less, which in turn will help you do more because you're not stressed out digging through an email box
Hmm. Hmm.
or looking at a cluttered calendar, and you're able to get work done. You can actually see where you're going. It's like, oh, I don't have to be there. And it helps you to recognize that doesn't need to be on my plate any longer.
There you go. There you go.
So, just want to remind you, this is your life. This is your business life. Is this the life that you saw for your business? Is your business who you want it to be? Is the business the one that you saw when you decided to start the business? Are you living that business life?
Is
If
this the
not,
vision that you set for yourself?
is this the vision that you saw? If it's not too late to change it.
Hmm.
And it's not too late for you to become the person that can do the work to help you attain what you saw.
Hmm.
A lot of times we don't attain the vision that we have because we haven't become the person that can do that yet, which means you have to become the person that can, okay, I'm going to say that because, we talk about cookies a lot. If I'm going to be the cookie person, I need to make sure that I can bake good cookies. That means I've taken classes or I've done something, a grandma's recipe or something, and I've taken steps to learn the industry, to learn how to deliver those cookies to
Mhm.
the rest of the world. And then if I can't deliver, I need to become the person that can make that type of delivery, to be able to shift into from making them at home for the kiddies at school to now shipping them worldwide. I have to become the person that runs a company that ships cookies worldwide.
Okay.
My mentality and everything I do needs to shift from, oh, I'm just mom making cookies for the kids, to I am now mom mogul that ships cookies worldwide.
Mhm. Mm.
There's a shift. It's a totally different mindset. Each level of increase in our businesses, was gonna require a mind shift. And you know, it's going to require us to focus, to hone in on the focus, to get away from the stuff that is not taking me toward global cookies, right? I gotta stay, because if I'm bouncing around making popcorn and I'm doing this and I'm doing everything else, and I'm not focusing in on producing my cookie empire, it is not going to become the thing that I saw, because I haven't done what I needed to do. And the first thing is learning to say no to good things so that I can say yes to the great things. You say no by using your calendar. You check the calendar. Am I supposed to be doing this? Is this going to help me get to where I decided I wanted to be? Is this activity, if I go line dancing right now, is it going to get me to cookie mogul? Not unless I'm coming to line dance with this, the people who wants to order, a certain amount of cookies for their event. But I got to become the person that can do that. I've got to do what I need to do to have the thing that I need to have.
All right, guys. So we're saying focus, focus, focus. Declutter. Get some stuff off your plate. You don't need a smorgasbord. You just need to figure out what is it you want to eat and put that on your plate.
So, do we want a charcuterie or do we want a smorgasbord?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Charcuterie don't. I don't think you have a lot. I don't know. I just thought about it. A charcuterie is carefully crafted things that you've decided to pick, right? On a charcuterie board, you've just cultured. You or the person you hired, they pick certain things, and smorgasbord, they just be cooking, and it's like cafeteria, just stuff.
And it just seems like it's endless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in with us today. We trust that you'll get something out of this, even if it's just one thing. Go play with your email and focus your most important emails to the top. Um, and that's one way we help you take the hassle out of your hustle. And you can join the BizChicks community by texting biz to 33777 or visiting bizchicks.net. We don't spam. We will get you information that can help you get to where you want to be. Um, yeah, we just want to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. And we will see you really, really soon. Hey, Dr. Tachi and Mark, check out Mark Ward at askmarkward.com or the 4 Minute Mark on YouTube. And Dr. Tachi, you can go to indiesuitmedia.tv. And also, you can check her out on Mediascope. All right.
All
We
right.
will see you tomorrow with TJ.
Bye bye,
Bye
everyone.
bye.